Hi, welcome to a little quick video. Basically, I'm going to upgrade the electric slightly in my little micro camper. Again, if you haven't seen me, I've converted this little Peugeot Partner into a little micro camper to do it as cheap as possible and everything else. And I go away. Unfortunately, I have a spinal problem, but I love photography and I love getting out in nature. So this for me is absolutely great. So basically, just today, all it is let me bring this up. I have one of these to keep me warm, which is an electric blanket. But the inverter that I've got was only one of the small ones, which says it's maximum about 80 watts, and that uses about 80 watts, but it was never any good. So what I did is I got one of these, which is basically, it says it's a 300 constant, 600 peak. It's an oldie one. I actually picked it up on the car boot for about £8, brand new. So I'm going to actually fit this into my electrics that's down there, because I've got the Lesiure battery and the solar and bits and pieces, and we'll see how that goes anyway. So just stay with me for this little, see if we can, well, just let's see if we can actually get it fitted and it working properly anyway. So I'll show you what I'm actually going to do anyway. Well, I've got all my electrics underneath here, and in that box there is where the battery is, and there I've got like isolation switch for the actual battery itself and then for the solar control unit, so I can completely keep them separate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire it into that switch, and then it's going to go behind here, which I can access through the door because it needs ventilation. So yeah, that's how we're going to do it. All I do just to get to the battery, undo these screws. I would use the electric screwdriver, but I ain't got the right end on it at the moment. Take that one out. Actually, I don't even know why I'm doing this, because I want to wire it into that switch. This may be easier to get to. Right, and then, there you go, there's the Lesiure battery. But like I say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to wire it into there, so I can completely isolate it then, so that when the camper's not in use, this, you know, is not drawing any power whatsoever. Right, so if I take this out, so in here I've got the mains going in, just the switch. I can't remember. Alright, yeah, that one side is the solar. That goes into some 2-core cable up to the roof. And then this side is the in and out from the battery to that. So I'm going to basically piggyback onto that. So what I may do is put a junction box there instead of trying to get the 2 wires in, because the cable that comes with it, these are meant to go on to there, and then this side is the bit that connects to then the signals on there, and then that, and like I say, is going behind. Yeah, you can't see on screen, but behind there. What I'm going to need to do is remove the crocodile clips first, because I don't need those. Well, this is the back of the battery. You can see the battery down there, and then it's going to get mounted here. So if I put it up, where you can see, it'll go there, because then this bit is the top of the bed that lays flat, and so you can still get access to that. And then there's a hole coming through there, which is the one wire that goes to the solar panel. So I'm going to make another hole for these wires to actually go through. So we'll get that fitted here. So it will go somewhere like that, and like I say, wires through there. So if I do a few little pilot holes, sorry I didn't show you doing the bottom bits, because I had to go and get a new drill bit and I forgot to record. But then that slots into there. I've done the bottom ones, and then the top ones you just need to screw in to the holes that were already drilled. So let's pop that there. Alright, there we go. Now all I've got to do is drill another hole here for the wires to go. You have to, on this, remove the ends of these and then remove the fuse to be able to get to the bottom part as well on that. Now that's secured in, I've chopped the connectors off, crocodile connector. I'm going to go above that. Yeah, so maybe make it as one, but be very careful of the wire. So I'm going to go right above. Hopefully the wire is out the way and everything else the other side. So the only problem is it's because it's carpet. And let's see if the two will fit through the hole that I've just done. Yes. So slot those through there. And then connect that and put the fuse back in there, and then all I need to do is do the wiring the other side. So yes, let's drop those back on. Now it's going to be a bit more difficult putting these on upside down, and I don't want to have to take it off to do it. So you've got one washer. Let's put the fuse back in first. Cover over. One that way. This is where, unfortunately, my fingers don't work properly, and it makes things a lot harder. I'd put it back like that. What I've done, and sorry I didn't film it because it was cramped in here. Basically, that's the switch, so you've got an isolation for the battery, so it actually turns the battery off, so now power then goes out, and then you've got the solar there. And what I've done is, I was going to get it into the switch panel, but I can't, there wasn't enough. So what I've done is I've put connector blocks both on the positive and the negative there. So basically that's on the output from that switch. So basically once that switch is switched, the power that comes from the battery, basically there is none, so that won't be powered or anything else. And as you can see, the only way to get to all of that, to make it easier, I had to remove everything under there, which is another reason why it wasn't filmed. So I'm just going to put all that back together now and insulate it up, and let's see if it all works. Right, you can see now it's a little bit tidier, everything's all nice and tidy. So again, I've showed this in another video, but that one turns the actual solar panel on, and you do get a little bit of power, but mainly then you've got that, which then turns the main battery on. You can see the status of the battery there, and you've got your USBs, because that's mainly what I use. Sorry about the mess here, but because I've got two USB cables here, I've got some down at the back there and then down the other side as well. So mainly everything's USB, but now down there, which I'll go around the other side, is now the inverter, and you've got the switch on there. Turn that on and you can see there's the light. The fan comes on for a second, and then that's usable, and then that's coming from the battery. And if I turn the switch off in here, let me get to it, 1, 2, 3, and you can see the light then goes off there. So then that's completely isolated. Well, thank you for watching this little video on the little update on the electrics anyway. Basically, because before, like I say, I was just using that little inverter, and I don't think the electric blanket was working as well as it should. So now I've got that, because mostly, like I say, in here I charge USB stuff from the cameras to my tablet, you know, that I use for TV, and just my phone and everything else. So that's enough, and the Lesiure battery, even with the 50-watt solar panel, is enough for me, and then I charge that when I get back home. So again, thank you for watching this quick little update. If you want to see more on this camper and my trips and everything, please like and subscribe, do all that kind of YouTubey stuff, because, you know, it does help the channel grow a little bit. So right, and goodbye for now.